So right off the bat, the very first week of December, as we're going into December, this is a very emotional week for you guys. I feel like you're um, really caught up in the past with the Six of Cups. You're doing a lot of reminiscing over some good times that you've had. I feel like this has to do with a relationship. I'm not really, I really don't, I feel like it can go across the board. It could be love, it could be family, it could be, I really feel love and family is what this is. Possibly a friendship, but more so love and family. Um, you guys are really in your feelings this month, this first week. Um, just a lot of emotions, and I feel that what you're feeling, what you're reminiscing on, is a relationship that has ended with the Five of Cups. Experiencing some loss, experiencing some grief, experiencing just a lot of hurt and pain. For whatever reason, I don't think you. It starts the thoughts that you have about this relationship are so happy and so pure. I don't really think that you thought that this relationship was going to end the way that it did. Um, so true. I don't think it did, and that's why you're really hurt about this thing. Very, very hurt. But at the end of the week, you're gonna get some strength back. You're gonna be progressing. You're moving through this thing. Okay, understand that you're still progressing. You may be thinking about the past, but you're moving through it, and you're gonna be able to pick yourself up with the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is all it talks about majority of the time to me in a lot of tarot readers is the all is not lost card. He does understand that you have the opportunity. He has the opportunity here with these two cups here to pick up and continue on, and that's what I see him doing here. He has his two cups, and he picks up and he moves off to a better emotional place with the Eight of Cups. Um, you're moving towards your wishes. You're moving towards what you want. I feel like this is a relationship issue, like a love relationship issue. This is the person who you thought was a soulmate. Okay, this is a person that you had a very deep connection to. Now, I also see it in a different way. I feel that someone possibly, if you a past love could possibly come back at the beginning of December, but you may not entertain it. You may be reminded of the grief that this person caused you, and it could be a soulmate. When we start thinking about soulmates, everyone want to think that this is a person that's been so perfect for us or whatever. No, soulmates come back into your life and they wreak havoc. Okay, and it's not that they do it on purpose, but they have a way of triggering us because they are our mirror. They're our reflection. They trigger what we our deepest, our innermost insecurities. And so, and a lot of times with a relationship like that, I feel like this is a very karmic relationship that you're um, reminiscent about. Again, love or family, but whatever this was, it may not. I think you've learned the lesson, and you may miss it, but I don't feel like you're going to be moving forward or going backwards, but to move forward with this person. Okay, I feel like regardless of if someone from your past comes in, or you may be maybe in your feelings about a past relationship. Regardless, you're gonna have your I don't want to say pity party, but that's the word that's coming to my mind right now. You're gonna have your woe is me, grieving over this thing. Um, and I do kind of feel like it may be a little woe is me. I'm so lonely. I'm not worth anything. I do see that with this card, but with this Five of Cups. But I still, regardless of it, I still see you moving forward, picking yourself up, getting what you have left with these two cups, and moving forward for a brighter day. You don't know where you're going, but any place is better than here is what I'm looking at for the Eight of Cups. So that's cool. And you may even be with all this blue and the Eight of Cups. I feel like you may be even expressing that to this person. Get it off your chest. That may be good. That may be what the whole thing is about. You going in your inner, you're going to your deepest, darkest feelings to muster up the courage to say what you have to say. This is not enough for me. I have to move on. I thought it was something that I wanted. I thought this is something that could last, but I see now that it's not. It's not enough for me. So you're moving on to your wishes, which is a good thing. All right. For the second week, we have and the Two of Pentacles. What I feel for the second week of December as we start into it is that you're still trying to with you moving on, making the decision to move forward in your life, you are going to start becoming more in balance with yourself, with the High Priestess. With this situation, like I said earlier, I feel like this was a karmic situation. Karmic situations can happen between family too, okay? And because of this now, you've had your chance to really look over the situation, get a better understanding of what has happened. You've made peace with it. You move forward. And now as you enter the second week, you're entering it as the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a person who, she has a lot of knowledge. She has a lot of wisdom. Wisdom comes through experiences. Okay? This is where you are now. You've experienced some pain and loss and hurt, but now you've been able to get that pain, recycle it, and acquire a new level of understanding of yourself and yourself in relationships, which is good. Very, very good. With this, now you have a new beginning here with the Ace of Pentacles. Now, I feel like for some of you, if this has been an issue, if there has been an issue involving money, if money has been low, you're going to have some money coming in. You may even have some new jobs. So if you've been taking the time to apply for any jobs, please continue to do so. You have some good energy coming in for the second week of December to offer you up a possible interview or just a job. I feel like some of y'all might just walk into the store and, it's holiday season. You never know. You apply that day, you might just get the job that day. That's the type of energy with the Ace of Pentacles, which is good. You got some good cards in the second. All of these are actually good cards because it's all about progression. And you are progressing. I see you progressing throughout this whole first 2 weeks in December. Excuse me. Ending the first 2 weeks, you have the Two of Pentacles. This is you with this new job or this new and I can also see it as with this Ace of Pentacles, you putting things in perspective. Like maybe you going back to this relationship, if this is a person that you don't want to go there as a love relationship or as a romantic relationship, you may just decide with the High Priestess here and the Ace of Pentacles that it's just better for us to be friends right now. I want to, you're walking away to something different. You're going on your own journey, but you have no problems with being friends with this person again and, starting a little slow. I can see that too. You're willing to put forth that effort. And for others, it could be just a job or some money coming in. But either way, you're ending the last week with the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles, to me, again, you're talking about progression because you started out with the Ace. And then now you're moving into the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles talks to me about being able to juggle or trying to decide. Now, if this is the job situation, you may be trying to figure out how you're going to work that into your schedule. Maybe you already have a full-time job and this is a part-time job. I really feel like it may be a part-time job for some of y'all too. But you're trying to figure out how to work that out. If this is a relationship issue and you're trying to make amends with a person and offer up a new beginning, you're trying to figure out, is this going to really work for me? You're just weighing the pros and cons. So you kind of stuck in a limbo type energy in the middle of the month. But I don't feel like it's going to be something that's too burdensome for you. It's just, you're weighing your options right now. And again, you move forward with the Eight of Cups. You're looking onward. So you're just trying to figure out what's going to fit into your life and what's not going to fit into your life. Because again, you realize where you are in who you are with the High Priestess. She's a very assured woman. She knows a lot of things. She doesn't give up her secrets. And I feel like after you've had this, you go through this emotional first week. Um, it's going to affect your relationships in a way that you're not going to offer up so much in the beginning. Just because you learned in the past before that, I even though you may feel a certain way about someone, you may have an affinity for someone, you may come off a little reserved because of the hurt that you experienced in the past. So I just want to let y'all know that that may be a new realization that you're coming up with, your new acquired rhythm, your new acquired realization. Excuse me, y'all. And maybe that is you're setting the pace for how things are going to be for your new beginning. Like you may be saying to yourself, you know what, from now on, I'm gonna hold back a little bit. I'm gonna see what these people have to offer me before I offer up myself to this person. Because I really do. I feel like this situation, whatever it was, it didn't end the way that you thought it was going to end. But nonetheless, there was a lesson to be learned. Because this is about a soulmate relationship. There was a lesson to be learned, and you learned it. It was a hard lesson to be learned, but now you're ready to move forward. And in you moving forward, you know that how you're going to deal with relationships from here on out. And once you get that new knowledge, you're going to get a new beginning coming to you, be it money or friendship. It may be a new person, a pinnacle person like yourself, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus coming in to offer up new friendship with you, or more grounding energy. I can see it that way too. You may have more grounding energy to get you. Like I said, you started off the month so emotional. You have something to come in and kind of stabilize you a little bit, and it's going to take you on in towards the end of the month. So that's a wonderful way to end the month. You still may be, like I said, up in limbo, but emotionally, I feel like you're going to be in a better spot come the middle of the month. So when we talk about, let's see what the Sharper Wisdom Oracle card has for you. Y'all, what did I tell y'all? Victim. This is one of those things, like no longer you're going to be the victim. You have made up your mind. This is ties to the heart chakra. You have developed some love within yourself. This, like I said, this High Priestess, this is what it definitely is speaking to me. You have you've entered a new stage of self-love, which is beautiful. You're learning that you no longer can play the victim. And I feel like some of y'all may not even been realizing that you have been playing the victim. But you're going to see now, you're going to be accountable for your actions. You're going to be able to forgive and move forward. This is all what this first 2 weeks is about. Moving forward, learning to love from your heart, learning to love yourself first. Stop giving so much of someone and you're not getting anything back in return. And I feel like there's been a severe letdown in a relationship for y'all. Let me go to the book and just go over what let me wipe this book down. What it says about victim. And y'all just, what I can say about y'all Virgos is y'all are so helpful. Y'all are very dependable. Y'all are very reliable, and it hurts you to your core when you don't get the same in return. And I feel like that's what this is. But instead of looking at it from a victim mentality, look at it as, I did what I needed to do. The problem is not with the other person. The problem is not with you. The problem is with the other person. Now, I will say the problem is that you didn't establish a healthy boundary, but that's all about it. This is a process, and that's all about itself. It's all about self-love and codependency. You have to establish boundaries, because if you don't, people will take advantage of that helpful nature that you have. You have to be very careful with that. And before you know it, you end up turning into or feeling like a martyr, and you don't want to feel like a martyr. I can kind of feel like that with this card here with the Five of Cups, that this is a situation where you felt like, or you are feeling like the martyr in the situation, like you sacrificed too much. But the High Priestess is coming saying, I'm not doing that shit no more. Don't play the victim, y'all. What the victim, what the book says about the victim is, it says, I am not a victim. I chose to do what I am doing. And that's very important to understand. You have to take accountability for the things that you do in a relationship. If you give, if when you truly give for your heart, you don't give for expectation that, if I do this for you, then you should be doing this for me. You don't do that. When you give, you give. So if you have been, and maybe that's the lesson that you're learning, that, what, maybe I was a little faulty in my thinking that, if I hold you down, that you're going to hold me down. No, people don't think like that all the time. Some people think, what, you're going to hold me down. Thank you. And they take everything that you've done to help them and they go on off of your business, and you sitting there just waiting like, okay, so I thought you said you were going to help me. And they're like, nah, you know what? Never mind. I'm gone now. And now you're stuck like, I can't believe I did all this shit. Yeah, you did not establish any boundaries. You know what I'm saying? And at the time, that was something that you chose to do. So don't feel bad about what you chose to do, because at the time you were doing it for pure intent. But if you're doing it to expect something in return, that's where you messed up. That's don't use that to play the victim. So like I said, I chose to do what I am doing. And as inspiration, it says, well, this is the story of the green acorn. Let me just go to this right here and just tell y'all what it says. The story of the green acorn, it says, to grow into a tree, a planted acorn must be fully brown. A green acorn is an indication that you may need grounding and a more solid plan to achieve what you truly desire. Are you trying to create something before you're ready to do so? So with this, it asks you, it says the green acorn indicates that being in denial may be holding you back. To move forward, you must make an honest assessment of your situation. Personal inquiry. How are my actions connected to my inability to create breakthroughs? Am I willing to make new choices in order to grow? So key ideas: feeling blocked, blaming others, past resentment, deluding yourself, and potential for greatness. Same thing what I said, guys. If someone did you wrong or took advantage, because I feel like this is a taking advantage type situation here. But I feel like, you're going to be rewarded. If it definitely had something to do with money, you have money coming back in. Okay, so don't even let that be a word for you. But, take the lesson for what it was. That, if you're going to give from the heart. Don't give without any expectations. If people fail you, understand that people are people. And it's hard. I'm not saying that that's something that it's a situation where you can just easily let go, because it does hurt. Because people, when people, a perceived failure hurts, or a clear out failure. Failure is failure. It hurts. But you're only limiting yourself by choosing to be the victim and want to have this woe is me. I can't believe he did this shit to me. I can't believe she did this shit. Okay, well, she did it. He did it. What are you going to do now to pull yourself out of this situation? Are you going to sit here and be in your feelings all for the first week of December and just allow those feelings to ruminate around you, and you just have a pity party? And maybe that's the reason why I said pity party earlier. Are you going to allow that, or are you going to pick yourself up and move forward? You know what? Realize it is what it is. It happened. I learned now. I've acquired more wisdom, and I know now if this situation comes around again, I know now how to handle it. I know now. I know the signs. I see it. The high priestess, she sees it when you come towards her. She already know what you're about to ask her, but she is not about to give you these answers, because you have to find out on your own. And that's what you're understanding now, that you had to see this on your own. So you know what? This is a good thing. This is always positive. I try to look at everything positive, y'all, because there's no need. We have enough negative stuff in the world. Try to make what you can positive. Make what you can positive. Create positive thoughts. By you playing the victim, you are not creating positive thoughts within yourself and your environment. You want to keep talking about being a victim, you will continue to be the victim in every situation around you. And we don't want that, Virgos. Y'all are too sweet. Don't allow one person to taint your whole outlook on life and relationships. You are bigger than that. Accept this as a life lesson and move forward.